So I think Tom is in a good physical situation. So he's also tomorrow in the team, and also maybe an option by, I say before, Federico and Daniel is for today not the questions for the training, but also for the game tomorrow.
So on the long list of players who've had injuries, who's the next one, do you think, that will be most likely to be available for you?
I think we must not have a little bit patience. I think in the next 2-3 weeks, when everything is going very well, is Jos Luhukay and Sam Hutchinson. There are two players who now coming in a good direction, and the next step is that they also try to play for the under-23. And when that goes very well, they can also maybe option for us in the next 2-3 weeks.
Just on Sam specifically, where's he at then in his development? Is he able to train at all with the first team?
Yes, he's now 1.5 weeks. He's the same day starting with Jos Luhukay and Sam with the team training. Last week it was a little bit difficult. Why we have the game in Swansea and we play less Saturday, so the training with the team, and the winter was coming with the snow, so it was a little bit difficult to have training in the field outside. But we hope at today and the next days that we can normal training, and maybe they make also next steps in the recovery to come back.
Following on from the match against Bristol City, what response do you need to see from your players against Ipswich Town tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a new game, a new challenge, of course a new chance to do it better than for 3 days ago. We must, as a team, better defending. We must also have the trust for the offensive to create our own chances, to can be scoring goals. But I hope we have a home game. My hope is also our fans, they stay fantastic behind the team, and we must give tomorrow, of course, always 100%, but we must tomorrow take the game from the first minute and not after 15-20 minutes. So we must directly come good in the game, so that we become maybe also the confidence and the trust that you need to make a good game.
When you analyse the performance against Bristol City and to a certain extent against Swansea City, are the players letting the fans down now? Are the players letting the fans down at the moment?
When you lose, it gives everyone not a good feeling. Of course, with the players, with all my team, also include we as a staff, and of course our fans. But in football, you have also sometimes the opponents who also have quality and be strong. And Bristol plays for the playoff position in the league. They have a very good team. I think in all the games that I have now here, or that I've been here, it was maybe the best team what I saw last Saturday, and we had a lot of problems. We have seen that, and we lose the game, and it was all the credits for Bristol. So you have sometimes a situation that you have not the highest level that you need. We had that level not at Saturday, and Bristol had that high level for them, and they give us no chance. They make us nervous. They make us, from the beginning, they make us problems with the high pressing that they do, and we're losing too fast the balls, and the confidence goes very down. And we must work on that, and we know that, and we try it, and we give tomorrow hopefully our fans after 90 minutes also the feeling from winning the game and 3 points.
The team were struggling when you took over. The injury situation was apparent when you took over. You're obviously fully aware of that. Are the problems at this football club, is it a bigger challenge to turn this team around than perhaps you thought it might have been when you took over?
Yeah, it is, of course, the situation is how it is, but there's also survival to the end of the season. Why it takes long that all the injured players maybe come back. We now in March, and Tom is the first player who come back, and it takes patience, it takes a lot of intensity also for all my injury players to work hard and hopefully in the next 2 months, when every week someone come back, it gives us more options, and we became maybe also more quality back in the team. But it is how it is, and we cannot do about that. We must give the players the time to come back, and yeah, we must now, so as the last 2 months, try to bring a good performance for the next game.
It's one league win in the 9 matches you've had. Would you have expected a better return than that with this squad?
Yeah, you will always winning games and a lot of points to become, but this is the situation, and I think we have in a lot of games good play, and we have progression, but we have also games where you think, why we not the next step, and then we must make a step back, and that is in the moment that we have not a stable situation. We play one game very good, example Aston Villa, and a week later against Bristol you see a different team in the game. So it is not what I has hope, that we have more stability and maybe also more confidence and trust in ourselves. When things happen in the game, the players are mental, sometimes have more problems with themselves than with the opponent, with all the respect, of course. But
is that your biggest challenge at the moment then? Convincing the players that they can take on Bristol, Ipswich, Bolton and whoever else between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, it can. We have here at home very good teams. They play high in the league. So we have seen against Cardiff, Derby County, Aston Villa, Swansea, that they can play very well and very good. But it is also important that when you not play against the top in the championship against that teams, that you can also come to 100% and to do things what you also do in that games, and that is the challenge for us, and we must try to come tomorrow, and that is the important game for us. First, for 3 days ago we come not in the game. Tomorrow we must come from the beginning in the game, and we must fight for everything what we have. Why, it is a new game, a new chance. You're losing last Saturday with no chances, so tomorrow we must let's see another face. Is that right? So that is what we're trying to do.
If Sheffield Wednesday are to avoid being really dragged into the relegation battle, and I suppose depending on your viewpoint as to whether you are or you aren't right now, are the next 2 games, and we'll talk about Ipswich specifically in a second, are they must-win games for this group of players and this team?
Yeah, the situation is the same as before. Also the team behind us, they make not the big points, and we also not. So the distance is the same, but we have now 2 home games, and we will the next 2 games try to win and to stay 6 points here with us. And tomorrow we must beginning with that. So when we and this week it can maybe for in the position in the league a very important week with these 2 games. So we can bring us in a better, I will not say comfortable situation, but when you see the position in the league, is I think very important that we stay the points here with us.
So Ipswich Town then as a challenge and a team. Having watched them, what do you make of Ipswich right now?
Yeah, a difficult team. How you must maybe win today, but we have the last 2 days look very often the videos, and we discuss and we speak about the team, and it is a good team with good structure, with 2 very good strikers, both strikers scoring 10 goals. So we must keep an eye on them, and all the teams in the championship, they are all strong with setups, with long players. So also there you must have to focus in 90 minutes. So they give us tomorrow, I'm sure, a lot of work, and we must go very deep, I think, to can win tomorrow.
Just finally, in previous press conferences, you've been asked about a contract and Sean Clare. Has there been any progress with that?
I'm not now in the situation that say so. They are in speaking with each other. So maybe in the next days we have more news about that.
Thank you.
Jos, how much do the team owe the fans a strong performance tomorrow after what happened?
Yeah, I think what we have do in the last games at home. I think we have creating a very good atmosphere. The games against the last home games against Aston Villa, Swansea, Derby County, Cardiff, all that home games. There was a very good atmosphere, a good support, and I hope that we give tomorrow the first steps, so that the atmosphere is coming and that the fans stay 100% behind us. But they do that. The fans are very support us for give us the trust and give us the motivation and give us the helping hand, as you say sometimes. I don't know in England, the 12th man behind the team. So the fans give me, and I think also the fans of the team, a good feeling when they give tomorrow also the support.
You changed the formation at the weekend. Are you thinking of going back to the formation you were playing at the start when you took over, when you kept the clean sheets?
I will tell you honestly, but I can now not say why. I say before in the beginning, Federico and Daniel Pudel are question if they can training after and if they can play tomorrow, and so I must I cannot answer this question now, but we will see tomorrow how we come to the decision and who can play for 100% everything.
With the run that you've been on, what's the message been from the chairman throughout the last few weeks to you?
That we must every game winning. It is easy to say. We will every game win, but you have also the opponents. What I say also before, and we must. I think also after Saturday, it is very important that the team is mental strong, that they believe in each other and in themselves. Why only we self can help us. The opponent will not help us tomorrow, so we must help us self, and with the support from our fans. I think when we both tomorrow believe in each other, we can make a good game and we make a good result.
Is the chairman very understanding of the situation that you inherited with the injuries and the team was struggling at the time, but it's not been an easy situation, has it?
Yeah, of course. Nobody likes the situation how we did have the last 2 months with all the players, but everyone knows that also. But it is now for me personally not an excuse why we are 2 months now together working, and we make in situations very good progression, and we play in some games very good, but there are also games where we're not good, so we must more have in the next 2 months. Not one game very good, and the next game you see not back. So you must maybe 2-3 games behind each other, make good games, but at the end also the results. So when we now have this game tomorrow and Saturday, when you play these games on the best level that you have, and you can win, yeah, you have a very good week what we have. But first you must try tomorrow with the first step, and Saturday come maybe the second step.
How many more wins, Jos, do you think you need to win this?
Yes, I cannot say that. This also, I think, depends on what the teams behind you, how they make the points. I think in the Champions League they say so on about 50 points you must have to stay in the league, but sometimes maybe it's more, sometimes not 50, maybe 46 or the 48. You never know what the results and the points bringing in the next 2 months.
This is a perfect opportunity. 2 home games after a difficult game on Saturday. That's perfect for you now, isn't it?
Yes, it is perfect when we sit here next week and we have 2 times win, but first is tomorrow important, and then we must try to win, and then we have 3 days to see how is the next opponent. But it is the most ideal situation when you win the next 2 games. But let us surprise what end of the week us this week and this games us bringing.